Hey everyone, I'm Frank from the City of Games, and thank you so much for joining me today for the Isle of Cats Remote Edition playtest Game 2. It is fantastic to see so many of you here. I really appreciate you joining, and I just want to kick off with saying two things. We're going to start in a few minutes. You need to make sure that you have printed off the player sheet. If you do not have the player sheet, you are not going to be able to play. You can download that from the link that I am just putting into the chat right now. You are going to quickly want to either print it, or you're going to just want to have it on your laptop or on some form where you can interact with it, and you're going to need at least one pen. Ideally, you're going to have some different coloured pens, but if you don't, that does not matter. So, whilst I just give everyone a couple of minutes to make sure they've got some space, make sure they've got what they need, I'm just going to talk you through this. First thing you need to know, multiple people can play. If you're sat with multiple people, if you all have your own sheet, then that is absolutely fine. We are going to be playing through a 7-round game. Each round is about 4 minutes, so this is probably going to take about 45 minutes to an hour, including the rules explanation from when we get going. If you've been here before, you are still using the same player sheet as we used last time. Nothing has changed on it, so do not worry if you're using the old one. It's identical, so therefore it's not an old one, I guess. So, what is this all about? For those who don't know, the Isle of Cats is a board game. It comes with a standard version, a family version, and a solo mode. That means that you can play with gamers, you can play with children, you can play on your own, but what you can't do is you can't play with people who are in different rooms or different buildings to you. And as we know, there's a lot of people currently in isolation, so the remote edition is a new version that allows you to play over live streams or through any chat programs that you would like to use. And that's what we're playing today. So, what's the whole point of this? The Isle of Cats is this island in the City of Kings universe, and there's an evil warlord called Vesh, and Vesh is on his way to this island. He's about to destroy it, and we can't stop him. But what we're going to do is we're going to get to that island first, and we're going to rescue all of the cats before he arrives, and then we're going to leave. We can't stop him, but we can rescue the cats. And this is going to be a 7-day cat rescue mission, and I want to emphasize that. If you're familiar with the normal game, we're going to be playing 7 rounds and not 5 in the remote edition. It's very important you're aware of that. So, I think everyone's had enough time to be able to get everything ready. You've heard enough from me, so let's start talking through some of the rules. I have got a few things laid out in front of me, and I'm going to start walking you through how this all works. You will see a few handy things on the screen. Towards the top of the screen up here, you will see different patterns. If you do not have coloured pens, you can use those patterns to represent the different colours. You will also see over here that we have the round counter. Where it says ready, we're going to have the timers. We've also got the common treasures and the rare treasures. The common treasures are always going to be there, and they're always going to be available for you to use when you are allowed to take them. However, these rare treasures are not going to be here, and they're only going to turn up if we happen to find them from the bag as we're playing the game. So please keep that in mind. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start by walking you through how we place things onto our board, and then I'm going to talk through how we actually take things. And we'll go through scoring as we talk about placement. So the first thing you're going to think is, I want to place one of these cats onto my boat. So the simple way we do that is we get our coloured pen and we draw onto the boat. Let's assume that we're going to be using this piece here. So I'll zoom in a little bit just to help out. If you've got a coloured pen, all you're going to do is you're going to draw that shape straight onto your board. Now, it's up to you. You can just do a line like this. I recommend going towards the outside and drawing the outside edge just to help you know whether you filled the whole shape. And if you really want to, you can colour it in. But that is completely up to you. As I say, if you don't have coloured pens, then you are going to be able to use different shapes. So you'll see at the top up here for green, I recommend doing the little triangles for the spikes, because the green cats have spikes. So if I was to take this same tile, but I was using a single coloured pen, then what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to draw my shape, and then I'm just going to draw some triangles in it. So at the end of the game, I am aware of what I've got. And you'll see, if I show you this one, this is the end of the game for a coloured board, so you can clearly see how that's done. And this is the end of a game for someone who's used the patterns with a single pen. Make sure that you clearly highlight the outside of the shapes, just so you can identify them towards the end. If you've got questions, do feel free to ask them as we go along. If I see a question and it's something I'm going to cover, then I will come back to it. So we will go through that shortly, and please do keep asking if you've got questions. So let's talk about the rules of placement. The first thing you place can go anywhere on your boat. As long as it fits within this outside line, you can draw it onto your boat. From then on, every other piece that you draw has to touch a previously placed piece. So you'll see this second piece here is touching this first piece, and they have to be touching on a side. They cannot be touching on a diagonal. So I wouldn't have been able to draw this piece over here because that would be diagonally touching. It has to be fully touching on at least one side. Hello everyone, and thank you guys for joining. It's fantastic to see you all here. So we can rotate pieces, we can flip pieces, you can draw them onto your boat however you like, as long as they maintain the same shape. You can also overlap different areas, as long as tiles don't overlap other tiles or go outside the edge. So that's how placement works. You will see that there are a number of different treasure maps on your boat. There are actually 5 of these, and each of them has a letter inside them. You'll see there is one with a G, a B, an O, a P, and an R, and these represent the 5 different colours. If you take a green cat and you draw it over the green treasure map, that's going to then allow you to take any one of the common treasures. So, for example, if I did draw this tile and I was going to put it over here, let's assume that this is a valid move. Obviously it's not, because it's not touching, but I am now covering that green treasure map, so I can take any one of these 4 common treasures and place it onto my boat. You can place it anywhere, and they are unlimited, again assuming that it touches a previously placed piece. And you'll see up here that I recommend for common treasures that you simply just draw an outline and don't shade it. So if I was to take this tile here, for example, I might put this in here and then it would be done. These, as I say, are unlimited, unlike the normal game. So that's how placement works. What we want to do is we want to get as many cats of the same colour touching. You will see in the bottom left we have the scoring section. So I'll jump back in a little bit down here, and you will see the first 5 scorings are blue families, green families, orange families, purple families, and red families. This means that if you have 3 or more of the same colour cat touching, it will score points. You'll see to the right of that section it says 3 equals 8. So 3 cats of the same colour is going to equal 8 points. 4 cats of the same colour would be 11, and so on. There is no upper limit. If you get more than 10, just keep adding in an extra 5 points. So the first thing you're getting points for is each family of cats that you have. From then, you're going to get the rare treasures. Again, I'll tell you how we get the rare treasures. You'll remember earlier I mentioned them down here on the table. Every rare treasure that goes onto your boat is going to score you 3 points, as shown in the brackets next to it. The next scoring condition is lessons. So you will see at the top of the page, there are a number of different lessons listed. These are in alphabetical order, so if you see one that says 10 points for something, just go through the list until you get to the 10s and you'll find it. Again, I'll tell you how we get them in a minute, but quite simply, when you select a lesson card, all you're going to do is you're going to cross it off. So let's say, for example, that I got this one here. This says 12 points if both of my captain's rooms are full. As these come up, I'll explain them, but the captain's room are this symbol here, and you'll see it's this room over here with the parrot in the bottom left, and this room over here. So I've now crossed this off. At the end of the game, if I've met this condition, then I'm going to get 12 points. You may have multiple lessons, you may have none. That depends on how you choose to play. Please do be careful. You'll see some of them, like this one, says 10 points if you have exactly 5 visible rats on your boat. This is exactly. This means you have to have that exact amount on your boat at the end of the game for it to be achieved. After lessons, you'll see that it says rats -1. On your boat, you will see there are a number of different rats in the middle of boxes. Each rat that you have not covered at the end of the game is going to lose you 1 point. So, for example, the rats here I have covered with this cat, so that's not going to lose me anything. But all of these others at the moment are going to lose me points. Listener 203, thank you so much for following. You will also see, finally, it says rooms -5. On your boat, you are going to see that there are 7 different rooms. Hopefully you'll be able to see, depending on your printer, that these 2 here have got grey backgrounds and the rest of them have got white. You'll also see in the bottom corners, there are different symbols to help you identify the rooms. So just to go over them, we have one room over here, which is this 4 squares. We have a slightly bigger room over here. We have one room at the top, one room in the middle, one room at the bottom, and one room on the left. There's then also one big, giant, large room that wraps all the way around. For each room you have not filled at the end of the game, you're going to lose 5 points. And to be clear, filling means that you have to have covered every single square. If you've just covered some of them, then that's not going to be enough. So now we've talked about how all of the scoring works, we've talked about the lessons, we've talked about placement, and that covers nearly everything. The last thing I want to talk about is how you actually get tiles. So I'm just going to quickly put a few things down here to show you. You will see that I have got the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 down the left-hand side of the screen. And these cards will be flipped over when we start, but I'm not going to do that just yet. You will see that there are 4 rows. Each row has got 3 things in it. So this top one has got 3 cats. The next one's got a card and 2 cats. The next one's got 2 cats and a card. And the next one's got 2 cards and a cat. On your turn, you can choose any one of the 4 rows. And then you must take all 3 things from that row and play them. Any lesson cards you get, you're instantly just going to cross off on your sheet and you're just going to mark that you've got them. Any special cards you get, you're going to action at the time, and I'll talk you through them as we find them. And any cats you get, you're going to have to put straight onto your boat. You can do it in any order. So if you take row 1, you could place the green one, the red one, and then the orange one, or you could go orange, green, red. It's completely up to you. Thank you for following, Star Violet. I really appreciate that. So that is how the selection works. There is one last thing you need to know. And at the bottom of your board, you are going to see down here that it says specials. Specials are something that you can use throughout the game. However, there are 7 rounds and you can only use 3 specials. Thank you, Huzia, for following. I really appreciate it. So you can use 1 special per round to a maximum of 3 specials. And when you use a special, again, you're going to have to cross it off and you're going to have to use it at the point of choosing it. Thank you, Renovated. Thank you for following. So let's walk through them. There are 2 types of specials. There are bonuses and there are modifiers. The first bonus says take 1 additional item from any row. So if you were using that one, you would choose your row as normal, and then you could take 1 of the others of your choice. So let's say that we chose row 2. I would take this card and these 2 cats, and then I could choose any of the other 9 remaining items and take 1 of them, and at that point I would tick this off. The next one says place your next cat twice. If I was to take this cat, I could choose to tick that box and I could place this cat twice on my boat immediately. Likewise, the final one says place your next treasure twice. Whichever treasure tile you're about to place, you can tick that box and put 2 copies of it onto your boat. On the right-hand side, we've got our modifiers. The first one says take a column instead of a row. So if you were to choose this one, instead of choosing one of the rows for that round, you can take the column, which means you're going to get 4 items instead of 3. Finally, the last one says take 1 item from each column. Dragon Slayer, thank you for following. The take 1 item from each column simply means that you can choose 1 of these 4, 1 of these 4, and 1 of these 4. And that is how it all works. That gives us our specials, our rounds, our commons, how we place things, and how we score. If anyone's got any questions or you're unsure about anything, this is the perfect time to ask, because we're just about ready to get started. So, if I'm going to put these back and I'm going to put them back into the bag, we will draw them all out again just to make sure that no one has been thinking through anything just yet. So, our cat Tups is insisting on sitting on my girlfriend's lap and helping her. I call shenanigans. Okay, yeah, no, I wish my cats were here, because doing this, streaming and scoring is nearly impossible, I can assure you. What do the cards do? So as I reveal the cards, I will walk through them. Most of them are lessons. The rest of them will allow you to get treasures or other special items, and I'll talk through each one as we do reveal them. That second row was perfect. Yeah, well, you're not getting it just yet. How often can you use specials? You can use a maximum of 3 specials across the 7 rounds. You can use each special just once, and you can only use 1 special per round. So if you're in round 5 and you've not used any specials yet, you probably want to get started. Families are just a number of the same colour tiles anywhere or connected. The frozen meatball, they are connected. So you could have 3 green cats connected over here. Let's say you had another green one here to create 3, and you could have another 3 over here. In that instance, you'd have 2 separate families of 3, and both would score, but if they were connected, then obviously it would be a family of 6. Do you place a common instead of a cat? No. So if you place a green cat over the green treasure map, you leave that cat there and you get a common treasure as a bonus. Families only cats are touching. Great. Thank you, Skeleton, for following. I really appreciate that. For anyone who does follow, I'm so grateful. Obviously, as we're playing through this, some of them I am going to miss, and I do apologize, but I'm truly grateful for everyone who is here and for everyone who takes part. So, it sounds like just about everyone's ready, so I am going to get my sheets ready, and I think that we are good to go. I'm going to place down the first tiles. From that point, I will count us down and start the timer. The first round will be a little bit more relaxed, but from then on, we are going to progress through it as quickly as we can, so please do keep an eye on the time. I'll be commentating throughout, so if you want some silence during the rounds, do feel free to turn the volume down as well. Do you have to place a common treasure for covering the maps with the correct colour immediately? You do. So as soon as you place a coloured cat onto a treasure map and you get your common treasure, that common treasure must be placed before you can place any other tiles. Are the online rules different than the actual board game itself? So, yes and no. The way scoring works is identical. The full standard game has a card draft, and how you get cards and tiles is different. But the majority, and we're only going to be playing with 29 cards rather than 150, but the majority of these rules are the same apart from the selection and the drawing, but there's more rules involved in the standard version of the game. Okay guys, so I think that we are looking good. So I'm going to get our first 3 cat tiles out of the bag for this first top row. What I will do is I will try to clearly stand them up so you can see relatively easily how many squares are on each shape. Okay, so we've got 2 of the cross cats in the first round, so that is quite interesting. So I'm going to put these down here just to space ourselves out a little bit and make sure everything lines up. So this one here is a lesson card, and it says 15 points if the dining room is empty, and you will see that it has a little apple core on it. So if you have a look at this, you will see that this middle room here has the apple core. So if this entire room is empty at the end of the game, you are going to get 15 points. But again, you have to make sure that is the case at the end. So this one is a take any rare treasure or 2 common treasures. So if you take this card, if there are any rare treasure, you can take 1 of them, or you can take 2 of the common treasures. You can take 2 of the same or 2 different. It's entirely up to you. This one here says 15 points if you have 3 or more cats of each colour, and this one says 10 points if you have no visible rats. So the 15 points, you have to have at least 3 of every coloured cat, so that's all 5 cats on your boat to score. And this one over here is that if you have no visible rats at all, you'll get 10 points. So it's 15 points and -5 for not being filled. That is correct, Frozen Meeple. So it doesn't replace the negatives, it just is an additional set of points. So it will give you effectively 10 plus the 2 rats. So you're going to gain 8, but it's a space you don't need to fill. Remember, in this game, you are not going to fill your whole board. This is not a game about how you fill the whole board. It's about what you choose to fill and what you choose to leave. It's feeling like I am getting a few duplicate tiles coming out here. So this is very interesting. This is our first selection. So everyone, we are about to start. If you have questions, do ask them and I'll try and answer as we go through. You are going to need to choose your first row. I am going to get the timer going. So guys, good luck. And if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, your 4 minutes has started. Can we keep the treasure card for another round? You cannot. You have to play it. Everything that you get, you have to play immediately. You can choose the order. So we're on 3 minutes and 50 seconds, guys, and I am now going to think about what I'm doing whilst you guys start to think about your plans as well. Again, it's up to you. You might want to use a special in this round. Maybe it'll give you an opportunity to start filling things up. Or you may want to use it later and see what comes from that. It is entirely up to you. If you take lesson cards, do make sure that you tick them off as you get them. Otherwise, you're going to forget. So we have got 3 minutes, so you've got plenty of time. Remember, we're going to choose one row and then we're going to take all 3 things and we're going to play them. Lessons you tick off, treasures you're going to do immediately, and the caps, again, you can place in any order. If you cover a treasure map with a treasure, then make sure that you do take one of the common treasures. It looks like everyone is thinking and there are no questions, which is absolutely fantastic. If you're watching this in a recording afterwards, feel free to ask questions in the comments and I will approach you and get back to you on them as soon as I can. So right now you need to be thinking about, how am I going to do this? If you take too many cats throughout the game, say you keep just taking cats, you're going to take 21 cats and you're probably not going to be able to fill your board. So maybe early on you want to be thinking about lesson cards and goals. Maybe you want to get some treasures and just get some pairs going of cats, because that's going to help you start building up a family as well. Personally, I'm actually thinking about using a special already. I'm really in 2 minds about it, but I'm not quite sure just yet. Again, unfortunately, this round we have no rare treasures. So if you take the treasure card, you're going to be taking 2 common treasures. They don't give you points by default, but maybe later you'll find a lesson card that will give you points for them. I feel like I'm fairly confident in my first turn. Hopefully everyone else is doing well with their first turn as well, and they are feeling confident about their plans. If you played this last time round, row 3 card do what? So the row 3 card here allows you to take a rare treasure if there was one, or you can take 2 common treasures. So in this instance, it would allow you to take any 2 of the common treasures. You can take 2 of the same, or you can take 2 different ones. It's up to you. All tiles, remember, have to be touching previously placed pieces. You can rotate them, you can flip them, it's completely up to you how you place them, but every tile has to touch another tile. We have got 50 seconds left, guys, and we're coming up to the end of this first round. So hopefully you've started to make your decisions, you've started to place things, and you're frantically saying, shut up and let me draw these last few things, but I'm not going to, because I like to keep the pressure going. You've got 30 seconds, guys. What I'm going to do is at the end of this round, I will show you what I've done so that you can get a bit of an idea. But after that, I am not going to show you mine until the end of the game to keep you in a bit of suspense, because that's exciting. We have got 15 seconds left, guys. We're coming up to the end of this first round. Again, if people do have questions before we start the next round, do let me know. We're going to move on to it fairly quickly. I'm going to start packing things away as soon as that time is up. So, time is up. We're going to move over to round 2. So you'll see up here, it's now been updated. We are playing 7 rounds. Good job to everyone who's got through that. I'm going to start packing away the cards. I'm going to start packing away the tiles. So I do hope that everyone's managed to get the things. Is it 2 common treasures in additional to any treasure covered? That is correct, yes. If you get a lesson card, what do you do with it? If you get a lesson card, then you want to tick it off. So you will see here that I took this orange cat here, I placed it on an orange treasure map, which gave me a common treasure, and then I chose 2 lesson cards, which I crossed off. If you did something different, then you're definitely going to lose, and I'm going to win, because that was 100% the right thing to do. So I'm going to start setting up for the second round. Hopefully everyone is keeping with us now, and you're ready for the second round. You should all be experts by now, but again, if you've got questions, do let me know. You will see I've just selected 2 rare treasures, so these are going to go down here. If we get another rare treasure card this round, you would be able to take one of these with it. At the end of the round, they are going to disappear, so they're not going to be here forever. If we get duplicates, I'm just going to discard because it doesn't matter for the purposes of this. You can always choose the same one multiple times, so there is no worries about that. You will see that we have a new lesson card. So this lesson card says 12 points if there are no empty spaces at the edge of your boat. We've got a treasure that works exactly the same as last time, so you can take a rare treasure or 2 common treasures. We also have an Oshaks card. So this is new, and I will talk through it in 1 second. And then we have 1 point per lonely cat on your boat. So this lesson card will score you 1 point for every cat on your boat that is not touching another cat of the same color. So a lonely cat is a cat that doesn't touch another cat of the same type, and you would get 1 point for each of those. So the Oshaks, what happens when we get one of these is we will take a random Oshaks tile and we will replace the card with it. The Oshaks tiles work just like any other cat tile, except you can choose what colour it is when you place it. So if you choose this row and you take the Oshaks, you will draw this pattern on, but you will draw it in whichever colour you choose. You do not need to remember that it wasn't Oshaks, that won't be relevant, but if you want to, you are welcome to. Thank you, Contraindicated. I appreciate you following. So I'm going to get these last 2 tiles out, and then we are going to get started. So hopefully everyone is ready for round 2. We are about to begin, so good luck everyone. Your 4 minutes is starting now. Okay, so now we need to do some thinking. We've got our plans, but what are we actually going to do this round? Again, don't be afraid to choose a special. It's not too early. If you want to use a special, then that is totally fine for you. I'm semi-tempted myself. I'm not entirely sure just yet. I'm going to have a little bit of a think about it. But I think that using those specials sometimes will help you get some advantages early on and to really set yourself in motion. It may also be a terrible thing and totally destroy everything that you're planning, so do think about it. We're coming up to 3 minutes left, guys. Again, if you take a lesson, make sure you do cross it off at the top of your sheet. If you take the treasure card, now we have rare treasures. They're worth 3 points at the end of the game, so they're not a bad thing to take. But we also have 2 common treasures that might help you fill some of the more awkward spaces around your board. I think that I'm probably going to hold back on taking the extra one this turn. I'm tempted, I really am, but, I don't know. I think that sometimes you need to make sure that you have a goal and a plan and just work with it. Sometimes what comes out, you want to change and adjust. It's never too late. We're only in round 2. We've got so much more game left to do that you can completely change your strategy right now. Do not panic. If you are getting things wrong, feel free to change them up and you will be absolutely fine. We've got 2 minutes left. I am wondering if I've made some terrible decisions already, but I think it's going to be fine. I think I'm going to be able to work through this. Hopefully you guys are having some better luck and you're finding the route that you want to take. Oh my goodness. We are coming up to 1 minute, 20 seconds, guys. Plenty of time. This time around though, when the time is up, I'm going to strip these things away straight away. I'm not going to leave them off. I'm not going to leave these here for too long. Yes, so when you get the lesson cards, you want to tick them off at the top of your lesson sheet and you'll score the points at the end of the game, assuming you've achieved it. Do treasures have to touch your cats? Yes, they do. Every tile, or whatever it is, always has to touch a previously placed piece. It can touch another treasure. It doesn't have to touch a cat, but it has to touch something that you've already placed. We have got 40 seconds left, guys. So you need to be wrapping up because these are going to disappear as soon as the time is up. And it's not going to be long now. So I hope that you guys have got this planned and ready. My hands are coming in already ready to take the stuff. I'm excited for round 3. I've got plans. I've got goals. I hope you have as well. 20 seconds left, guys. Maybe I've overstretched with what I'm trying to do. I don't know, but we've got 5 seconds until the next round starts and we are going to get to see what it's like. So your time is up. We're going to go straight on to round 3. I'm going to start wrapping up these cards. So hopefully you're keeping up now, guys, because we're going to start moving through these times as they finish and we're going to get straight into the next round. Hopefully by now you understand what we're doing and how it all works. If you do have questions, don't be afraid to ask. That's absolutely fine. We will keep going. We will keep asking stuff. If you make mistakes, do not worry about it. There's no such thing as a mistake if no one else can see what you've done. Do common treasures have to touch the cat that cover the colored treasure square? They do not. When you get any tile, including the common treasures, they can touch absolutely anything as long as they're touching something. So this here says 1 point per common treasure on your boat. So now any common treasures you've got will be worth a point at the end of the game if you take this lesson. This one here says pick a colour. 1 point per cat of the chosen colour touching the edge of your boat. So at the end of the game, you'll get to choose a colour, and for every cat of that colour, you'll get 1 point. We've got another Oshax card, and then we've got 10 points if you have exactly 5 visible rats at the end of the game. So if you aren't going to cover all of your rats, maybe this would be a good one for you. This is the Oshax that we have drawn. So I'm going to get the tiles out, and then we are going to go straight into the round, guys. So please be ready. You can start thinking about what it is that you want to take, because our next round is going to start as soon as I place this. Your 4 minutes have begun, guys. Maybe if I press the right button. Okay, so your 4 minutes, well, you can start. I'm going to just check why this isn't going. Okay, your 4 minutes has begun, guys, so good luck with the next round. Remember, you may want to use a special by now. We're in the 3rd round of 7. If you've not used the special, perhaps now is a time that you want to be considering that. Oh my goodness. Okay. Remember, there is no right and wrong with a lot of this. It really is up to you what you want to do, but make sure that you do have some goals. Make sure that you're really thinking about what you're trying to achieve and work towards that. I have now used a special this round. I feel like this is the time that I want to be using my first special. Remind me what it means to cover a square with a G. If you have a treasure map, so a square that contains a letter, if you cover it with a cat of that colour, so G would be green, then you get to take one of the common treasures and place it onto your board. You can take any of them, they're unlimited, any shape you like, and it has to touch a previously placed piece. So as I say, guys, just continue to think through your plans, work out what it is that you're trying to achieve, make sure you work towards that, because at the end of the game, you forgot to remove the rare treasure. I did forget to remove the rare treasure, thank you very much. Luckily, there were no cards for it, so it's not the end of the world, but I do appreciate you letting me know. Okay, so I have finished my turn. You guys have got 1 minute and 45 seconds left. So good luck. I hope that by now you are fairly comfortable with what's going on and how this is working. Kira92, thank you so much for following. For anyone who's just joined us, I apologize you've missed the start of the game, but thank you for being here and enjoying the stream. Obviously, do feel free to follow along. The VOD will be available afterwards on YouTube, so you'll be able to play along then, and all of the details will be in the link for you to download it. Will there be a game after this? This is going to be the only playthrough of this that I do this evening, but I will be doing regular streams of this moving forward. So on YouTube, you will also find a video of the previous stream, and next week there will be more streams. I stream on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday evenings. Friday evening will be the Isle of Cats Remote Edition streams for the time being. Thursday evening is the game design and industry chat streams. And Wednesday is a bit of a mystery stream, but normally board game related. We've got 45 seconds left, guys. So please make sure that you are nearly ready because we are coming up to round 4. And by round 4, you really want to make sure that you've been using a special if you haven't already. How do you get rare treasure? The only way to get rare treasure is those yellow cards. There are a large number of them, but unless they come out and a rare treasure comes out, you're not going to get them. So they can be fairly rare in this. You've got 20 seconds left, guys. As soon as this round wraps up, I am going to start packing things away. I am feeling semi-confident in my plans here. Hopefully you're doing well because you've got 5 seconds and this round is about to wrap up. So guys, we are going to move straight on to round 4 and I am going to clear this up. Hopefully, at this point, you've started to get some families. Perhaps you've started to fill some rooms. Remember, each room at the end of the game is going to be -5 points if you haven't filled it. So you do need to keep an eye on that. I'm going to bring out the first 3 tiles. Jaguar Phil, I think. Thank you very much for following. I really do appreciate it. And you will see that these are the 3 tiles for our next. So this is 5 squares high, just for anyone who can't quite tell on the stream. We've got another treasure card. So this is a rare treasure or 2 commons, just like all of the others. There's only 1 yellow card. This one is exactly the same. This is 12 points if both captain's rooms are full. The captain's rooms have the parrot symbol. They are on the far right-hand side and far left-hand side of your boat. And this one has got 2 points per rare treasure on your boat. So those rare treasures that were worth 3 points will now be worth 5 if you manage to get them and this lesson. Yes, the green cat is 5 squares deep. So hopefully you can see that. If you can't, then yes, it is exactly 5 squares. So this is our next round. As soon as I've got these tiles out, assuming that it works, I am going to get going with the timer. So you guys are welcome to get started. Please make sure you're thinking about your specials because we are on 4 minutes left. We're in round 4. We're at the halfway point, guys. Good luck. Oh my goodness, what am I going to do? That is the question right now. We do not have any rare treasures though, so these treasure cards are only going to be good for taking common treasures right now. Oh my goodness. So I feel like my plan is somewhat coming together now, but I'm still not confident. I feel like I might be overstretching. But that's fine. Have a backup plan, they say. Don't worry about it if you're going to mess it up. Have a backup plan. Oh my goodness though, what am I actually going to achieve? So I think we want to put this one on here. And then. So we have got 2 minutes and 55 seconds left. And again, don't be afraid to use those specials up. You've got them. You can use 3 specials throughout the game. You can use each one once and 1 per round. So if you've not used any specials by the end of this round, you're going to have to use them next round onwards if you want to make use of them. Personally, I am getting quite tempted. Row 1 purple, 4 high, 2 wide. Row 1, yes. So that one's 4 high and 2 wide. That is absolutely correct. You've got 2 minutes left, guys. So we're at the halfway point. Right now, you want to be looking at your boat and going, wow, what fabulous decisions I've made. This is going perfectly. And if you're not doing that, you've got 3.5 rounds left to work it out. I'm really intrigued to see how people do. For anyone wondering, when we did this last time, the majority of people got kind of 30 to 45 points. That was the main range. A few people got 50 and 60, but 30 to 45 is a fantastic first score. If you can get to 40, then you are doing splendidly. If you get higher than that, then we will see how you do. We've got 1 minute and 15 seconds left, guys. So we are wrapping up this round. And again, as soon as it's over, I'm going to move straight on to the next one. I'm intrigued to see how you're all doing. I hope you're feeling confident. I hope you've got some plans. You've got 1 minute left, guys. Currently, I've only used 1 special. I'm still contemplating whether I want to use the second one now or whether I want to leave it just that little bit longer. There's a really good thing I could do, but it's a tough one. Maybe I'm leaving it too tough for myself. That's my concern right now. We've got 30 seconds left, and then we're moving straight into round 5, and time is going to run out. For anyone who's recently joined us, thank you very much for coming along. I apologise you've missed the start of the stream and you won't be able to play, but feel free to follow along, watch how it goes, and you can always watch the video back later and play. 10 seconds left, guys. I really enjoyed this game. Thank you. I really appreciate that, Huzi. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Time is up. I've used 3 specials already. Here's hoping it works out for me. There's absolutely nothing wrong. Time is up. There's nothing wrong with using up all of your specials early on. I think it gives you an opportunity to get a lot of kind of plans in place, and then maybe you've got a little bit more luck that are going to pay off, but that can be strong for you. I think that the game can be played in many different ways. You may get a lot of lessons, you may not, but that early on choices is really important for what you do. So that is a 5 high cat. We've got the cross cat, and then we've got a nice blue cat coming out. We've also managed to get a rare treasure. So again, let's have a look. Okay, so this is same as always, a rare treasure or 2 commons. Now there is a rare treasure out. This is the Oshax card, another treasure, and another treasure. Wow, so there are a lot of treasure options this time around. I'm going to randomly place this here. So the Oshax, as a reminder, can be used as any colour. If you take row 3, you can draw the Oshax on, and you can draw it as any colour you wish. 1 additional means you are grabbing 4 total. That is correct, yes. You cannot take the same thing twice, though. Oh my goodness, we have got a lot of blue coming out right now, so maybe that's good for you. That is not what I wanted to see. And a lot of purple, no reds and no greens. But we are starting round 5, so hopefully you're ready, because your 4 minutes is beginning now. If you grab row 4, can you use the rare treasure twice? You can indeed. You can take this multiple times. So if you took row 4 and did 1 from another item, in theory you could take this 3 times. And if you've got the +2 points per rare treasure, you're going to get 15 points for that crafty little move. But if you didn't take that card and you've not already used that special, then it may be a little bit more difficult. Okay, so what are my plans? Oh my goodness. I think Oh my goodness, it is not going well for my plans here. Can you use more than one special in a round? You cannot. You can only use one special in a round. We're coming up to 3 minutes, guys, and I have not even started thinking about what I'm trying to do yet. Oh my goodness, okay. So we've got 2.5 minutes left, and you can tell that this is where I'm starting to have to really think about what I'm doing as well right now. It does get difficult if you've not planned it out properly, if you've not quite got things in the right place. You've got 2 minutes left. Just join to watch Remote Played. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate that. I hope you're enjoying the stream. As you can probably tell right now, I am deep in thought about what I'm trying to do, because sometimes it just gets that little bit more challenging. Just a little bit. So we've got 1 minute and 50 seconds left, guys. So hopefully at this point, you've got a good plan for this round, because this is round 5. You need to make sure you have used a special by the end of this round if you do want to use up all your specials. My goodness. Oh my goodness, I am struggling now. So, I think you've got 1 minute and 20 seconds. Maybe it's not enough. My board looks like a mess. That's absolutely fine. I mean, some people are going to have beautiful looking boards. Some people are going to have terrible looking boards. But that's just the way the game goes. And there is no right and wrong in most of these things. You've got 1 minute left. So I've used a second special now. I'm starting to get a bit more desperate. I know what my plans are. I know what my goals are, but it is getting tough. 50 seconds left in round 5. We will have 2 more rounds after this. You want to make sure you've used a special. You want to make sure that you are following your lessons and trying to get them completed. I'm in a desperate place for mine, I think. I'm not feeling confident I'm going to achieve my main goals for this, but we will see. Are the common treasures different every game? They are not. In the remote edition, the common treasures are the same. In the standard game, where you can play at a table with friends, they vary around and they change, but in the remote edition, they are the same. 15 seconds left, guys. I hope you're ready, because I'm getting swooping in here to take these away as soon as the time is up. We're around 5. You have to know what you're doing by now. There's no pressure. I'm sure you're sat there with loads and loads and loads of time left. We are at the end of the round, guys. I'm going to start clearing these up. We're going to jump straight into the next round. So hopefully you've used a special by now. If not, you are going to have problems, because you can only use 2 more now between now and the end. Let's see if we can get some good tiles out, because I don't know about you guys, but I really need them. So there's another rare treasure. So we've got a blue cat, a purple cat, and a 5-long yellow cat. Let's see what cards we get. So this is 1 point per lesson card in front of you. So including this card, every one you've ticked off is going to give you 1 point. We've got an Oshax. Okay, interesting. So this one here is a treasure. So this card here is a special card. This says place your next cat or treasure anywhere on your boat. So if you select this card, this turn, when you take a tile, you are going to be able to place it anywhere. It does not have to touch a previously placed piece. So that allows you to break the rule of having to touch other things, and then you can build off from there as well later on. This is our Oshax. As a reminder, they can be any colour. When you select it, draw it in as the colour that you would like. We have got our 6th round about to start. I hope everyone is ready. We're not getting many green cats, so hopefully no one wants green cats. We are good to go. I'm going to start the clock. So good luck, guys. In the 6th round, you have got 4 minutes, and they have started. Oh, where are we going? Okay. I don't know about everyone else, but I'm definitely starting to wish, definitely starting to wish I'd made some different decisions earlier on. So we have 3.5 minutes left. Okay, so that's that one. So 3 minutes coming up, and difficult decisions, absolutely difficult decisions here. I hope that everyone... Do treasure tiles have to be covered by a cat, or can I place a treasure there with a card and claim one? If you... The treasure maps, if you put something else on a treasure map, that's fine, but you don't get to take a common treasure. I think that's what you're referring to, but if I'm wrong, please do let me know. Okay. You have got 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left, guys. And next round is the last round. So it's really important right now that you make sure that you are working towards what you need to achieve in that last round, because time is nearly up. Every room that you have not filled is going to lose you points. And you don't want to be losing points. Every rat you haven't covered is going to lose you points. And you don't want to lose points. You're only going to score lesson cards if you manage to complete them. So make sure you do. Perhaps this place your next cat anywhere is going to be useful for you just to help you hit that last goal. You want to make sure you're using specials. The next round is the last round. You can only use one special next round. So please make sure that you have used it. I am feeling semi-confident with what I've done. Semi-confident. I'm a little bit dependent on what happens next round, but we will see. I am hopeful that next round we are going to get some good stuff. We have got 1 minute left, guys. 1 minute left in this 6th round, and then we are going to be at the last remaining round. So, 50 seconds. I'm desperately looking at my board thinking, am I going to actually achieve everything that I've set out to achieve? And I don't know, but I'm hopeful. With 30 seconds left in this round, make sure you've used that special. Make sure you remain calm. I know 30 seconds left in the second to last round is stressful, but you can do it. I'm confident you're going to do it. We're aiming for 40 points. If you hit 40 points in your first game, this is going to be fantastic. Yeah, Parrot, I am totally looking forward to seeing how people score as well. Do families have to be touching each other, or is it total number of the cat on a boat? They have to be touching. 5 seconds left. So you need to have 3 or more cats of the same colour physically touching on your boat to classify. Okay, time is up. We are moving into the last round. We are moving to that last round, and again, guys, I really hope that you are ready for this, because this is where it all gets stressful. This is where we see whether our dreams will come true, whether our failures will be our failures. So we have got a green cat, a purple cat, and we have got a blue cat over here. Now, what else do we have? Oh, yes, sorry, we have cards. We have got 10 points if you've got exactly 15 cats on your boat. So if by luck you have now got exactly 15 cats, then this is going to be good for you. This one here is 2 points per visible rat on your boat. So if you've been struggling and you've not covered your rats, maybe this is going to help you. Place your next cat or treasure anywhere on your boat. Again, that could help you fill a gap. Or 7 points if you have 1 or more of each coloured cat touching the edge of your boat. So if you've got all 5 coloured cats touching the edge of your boat, this is going to be worth 7 points for you. Next up, we've got 2 more green cats, we've got some yellow cats, and we have got One more blue cat. So this is the last round, guys. Your time is about to begin. Make sure you use a special if you've not used them all this round. Your 4 minutes begins now. Wow, I am I'm feeling I can make this work, but we will see. I'm feeling somewhat confident that it's gone okay. Hopefully everyone else is feeling the same, because 3.5 minutes left, and then we're going to go into scoring. And scoring is where this game, we're going to see who's done well, we're going to see who hasn't. Good luck, everyone. You've got 3 minutes left. Time is quickly disappearing, and I really hope that you've managed to achieve all of your goals, all of your dreams in this last round. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like things have come together for me fairly well in this last little bit. But the scores will tell with 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Make sure you use a special if you've not already used one. You're going to want to make sure that you've got those used up. Don't panic about filling the whole boat. You don't need to fill the whole boat. You want to make sure you've covered rats. You want to make sure you've filled rooms. If you can fill a room, that's going to save you from losing 5 points. Make sure you've completed those lesson cards, because lessons, you need to achieve those to get some points. Make sure you get every single cat in. You want same coloured cats touching each other where you can. I am feeling good. I'm feeling good about what I've done here. I hope you are as well. Last time I played, I got 64 points, so that's what I'm aiming to be. You guys, if it's your first game, 40 points is going to be fantastic. If it's your second game, you want to be going for 45 and 50. But we'll see how it goes. I'm desperately checking that I've done everything that I wanted to do. Desperately checking. Okay, we have got 1 minute and 30 seconds. Once time is up, I'm going to go through the scoring of my boat on the screen to walk you through how it all works. If you're confident scoring, then do it yourself and start shouting your scores into the chat, because I want to know. Also, you'll be able to upload, or you'll be able to tweet or post your pictures onto Twitter or Facebook. And I'm also going to share a link so you can give feedback if there's any comments you want to make as well. But I'm really keen to see how people have done. I'd love to see some of your boats and stuff on Facebook. But with 1 minute left right now, you want to be panicking. You want to be thinking, how have I done? Is this going well for me? Because your time is nearly up. Oh, I am interested to see what the highest score is. I kind of wish I could see you guys. I wish I could see your boats and start looking over your shoulders, telling you not to do that, not to do this. With 30 seconds left, you want to make sure that you've got all of your tiles. You want to make sure that you've placed your lessons. You want to make sure that you've used the special this round. Have you managed to cover every rat that you need to cover? Can you fill that last room? 20 seconds left, and the pressure is on, because as soon as that time is up, I'm going to start moving these things away, and we're going to go straight into scoring. If we can't place a cat in the row you picked, you just don't. Yes, if you can't place it, then you simply just don't, as long as you physically can't place it. 47 points is the first score I've seen, which is fantastic. Time is up, guys. I'm going to start putting all of this away, and then I'm going to walk through my scoring, and we'll see how I've done. And if you've got any questions, then of course you can ask. Do feel free to start sharing your scores. 49 points I see there. Okay, so scoring. We're going to do families. So blue families, 3 or more blue cats touching. I've got 4 blue cats. That means I score 11 points. Green, I've got 1, 2, 3 green cats. So I'm going to score 8. Orange, I've got 1, 2, 3. This one is not touching, so it doesn't count. So I've got 3 over here for another 8. Purple, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So that is going to score me 11. And red, I've got 1, 2, 3. Again, this one over here is not touching, so I'm going to score 8 points. Rare treasures, I didn't take any rare treasures, so I'm going to get 0 for that. The lesson cards, 10 points if you have no visible rats. I have covered all of my rats, so I'm going to just tick that as a reminder. 12 points if there are no empty spaces at the edge of your boat. I have filled up the outside edge of my boat, so that's going to give me 12 points, and 15 points if you have 3 or more cats of each colour on your boat, of which I do, so that's going to score me 15. In total, that's going to give me 10, 22, 37 points. How many rats do I have? We have 0, which means I'm not going to lose any points. How many rooms have I not filled? I've not filled this central room, and I've not filled this grey room. That means 2 rooms, so I'm going to lose 10 points. So, if you've chosen a lesson with rat bonuses like 2 points for every visible rat, do you still subtract 1 for every rat in the main score? You do. So you get the additional for the lessons, and then you lose them for the others. So effectively, you're gaining 1 point per rat. So, I got 11, 19, 27, 38, 46, 76, 83. I scored 73 points. So let's have a look how people are doing. So we have got 47, 49, 42, 31, 54, 55. That's the highest so far. 51, I needed a treasure card in that last round. I completely understand. 44 points there for Trusted Horse. Fantastic scores. Really good job, guys. Anyone who's got 30 or more has done magnificently. I'm super happy with my 73. I beat my last score. 44, way less than yesterday. 36 for my wife, who is probably going to hit me for sharing out. 36 is fantastic. That is a great score. 44, 41, 60. Can you score multiple families in the same colour if they're in different areas of the boat? You can, Pink Destiny. So that's absolutely perfectly fine. If you've got 2 different families of the same colour in 2 areas, they will score. 37, 36. Okay, so guys, it sounds like a lot of people have got the 30s and 40s. We've seen a few people in the 50s. We've seen one person with 60. We've seen one person with 70. I got 73, so I'm happy that I beat Tom's 70 because last time he beat me. 47, 40. What is the makeup of the deck? So I will be posting details about the deck and the various cards in the future. You will see that there, in summary, you've got all of the rare treasure cards from the game. You've got the lesson cards that are at the top of the sheet. You've got 5 the Oshax cards, I believe it is, and 2 of the Place Things Anywhere. 59, a lot of fun. Guys, thank you so much. 60 points. Thank you so much. I am going to be doing this in the future more and more. If you want to take part, please do feel free to follow on Twitch so you get notifications when it goes live. Also, please feel free to just check on YouTube because you'll be able to find the video there tomorrow and you'll be able to continue to give feedback. You will find that I've just posted a link to a Google form in the chat. If you would like to leave any comments or feedback about things that you found good, things that you found bad, any problems that you've got, then please do feel free to go to that form and leave your comments. I missed it, but I bet I can just do it with the VOD later. You completely can, Flarian. The VOD will be up. You'll also find there's also one there already from Wednesday, so you'll be able to play that one already. Can you still get Isle of Cats Kickstarter edition anywhere or just retail? So the Kickstarter pack, which is the additional Kickstarter contents, you can find on our website, thecityofkings.com, and you'll find it in our shop, and it is going to be still available, but the retail editions you can find around the world. Will Leslie, thank you so much for following. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. The whole family played this evening. The youngest is 8. That is so fantastic to hear. I really hope that your family enjoyed the game and that you got some good kind of time out of this. Thanks to organisers. It's my pleasure, guys. Playing with a 7-year-old and he loved it. That is great to hear. I love the experience. Can we watch the video of the game you made a few days ago? Yes, so Mary Helena, the video is already on my YouTube channel. So my YouTube channel has got the same username as the Twitch channel does, which is City of Games HQ. The extra contents in the Kickstarter pack, they're all mentioned in the store, but effectively it's a few extra lesson cards, a few extra cat tiles, and some wooden components, which aren't featured in what we're doing here, but they are in the full game. Thank you, Casey and my 3 sons for following. I really appreciate it. I hope if your sons were here that they enjoyed the stream as well. And Adevil, I am terrible at pronouncing these things. It's why I love it when people follow, because it's just a chance for me to fail miserably. Thank you very much, everyone. So For anyone who is wondering, we'll be doing this again next Friday at the same time. On Wednesday next week, I will be streaming some games that will be played, and on Thursday next week will be a game design stream. So if you've ever been interested in designing a game and just doing some kind of back and forth discussion about that whilst watching a game being designed, you're welcome to join. The files for this and everything hopefully will be released next week. I'm looking forward to reading your feedback. Thank you everyone who's leaving